I remember my partner, he got me a massage, and I was thinking, like, who has time for a massage? But for whatever reason, I didn't feel free at all. And, I felt like this prisoner in my own mind. And it was like I almost didn't even want to go on the trip. Eventually, I realized that it was me. And that in order for everything to shift, that I had to really change. I was like, if this is what success is, like, I don't want it. It's so much pressure, it's so much stress. What got you here won't get you there. And ended up after a few years of the mindset work and my business going into full on burnout. I was applying my high achieving survival tendencies like to my business, to the mindset work, to every area of my life. And then it became, okay, I can't anymore. Like I physically cannot do it. And it took a long time for me to be able to get out of it. And what really started shifting it for me was when I started to recognize and I created my own framework around this. Finally, my thoughts actually are able to calm down. I'm actually not reacting in the same way. I actually can go into a situation with friends or with people and not worry so much if they like me or if it's okay or this. And so now I work with, other high achievers who are stuck in their heads chasing the next thing, really be able to turn off their minds and actually let in their success and soak up the moments that matter and really get out of that survival mode that and my mom, I was doing this yoga teacher training, and my mom said to me, she's like, "Are you the best?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "But at the yoga teacher training, like, are you the best?" And I'm like, "Do you understand like how messed up it is that you're asking me this? You need to be the best. You got to get the 100. You have to do this." And so for me, I was so subconscious in that sense. It's like, yeah, that's just what I do. And the achievement was so praised.
I recognize very high on that the root of my high achievement was essentially proving people wrong.
It was always like, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? And I'd be doing more than I needed to do, more than I've done, like, anyone else is doing or whatever it is. But it was this constant doing so much, but not feeling like it was enough, or not if I didn't get the validation, not feeling like it was enough, or needing there was just not being able to give myself credit because it didn't feel like it was enough. Or our nervous system is really dysregulated. Like this actually isn't who we are. So really actually starting to understand that, shift your nervous system at a deep level so you can get out of that survival mode and you can also be able to really yeah just show up to life in the way that you're desiring. And where did they come from and are they ours, and starting to shift and rewire those. And then from there, deconditioning so much, like you mentioned, is because of our conditioning, is because of how we've been raised our whole lives and conditioned through society, our families, all these things. If only you knew what was going on inside my head. And so to actually be able to access like this version of me that everyone else was able to see on the outside and really feel that way is so powerful.
A lot of people have a lack of awareness about being in survival mode, what it actually looks like. And with social media, we got a lot of buzzwords, right? Like, and I always use the example of narcissists. Like everyone and their cousin is a narcissist since we started talking about it on TikTok. But survival mode is not just another buzzword, and it's something that lives within your nervous system. Even if you change your mind, if your nervous system is still stuck in that fight or flight or fawn, you're not going to move forward.
Once I realized, wow, it's because my nervous system is there. Like that's my baseline, is this survival mode. Like if someone's listening to this and they're like, oh, I've just been operating this way my whole life. And I just thought, everyone talks about how stress is normal or how thinking negatively is normal or like worst case scenario or all these things. Like I just thought I was a high strung person and stuff. And it's like, well, no, actually, like you really just are operating in a way that your nervous system has been programmed for your whole life. And it's not necessarily easy, but you 1000% can shift it and
Mhm.
actually experience like so much more depth in your life.
You have to do exceptionally well. You have to go to a great college. You said, I was in Ivy League. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are the things that we are told to aspire to. But what we aren't told is how to regulate ourselves in these stressful environments, which do become our norm. They have become our norm in society.
And I love that's why we both have very awareness. Like our first step, because you first need to know that you're in that survival mode to shift it. I'm the one making it hard. I know that, but how can I shift it? And she's like, just let it be easy. Like, let it be easy.
I traveled 2 years, so traveled through Europe with my family for 2 years. I didn't enjoy much of it at all because I was under this pressure part of, okay, I've decided to take my family on the road. This is why this podcast is so important. This is why sharing our stories are so important. We don't have to sit and hold this shame and guilt about what we're going through because I guarantee you somebody else understands.
Figure out who you are outside of this high achiever identity. I used to be addicted to that mission mode. It felt so good to be like on and going and feel needed and all of that. We can be as high achievers so hard on ourselves. I know from personal experience. And so one of the best ways to really start to move through it is just turn inward to yourself and really like be that loving parent that you maybe didn't get.
You were not built to break, but you damn sure were not built to just survive. Disrupt the cycle, reclaim your life, and thrive on your own terms. And I will see you next week.